We are live. We are live. Welcome to College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends if you want to support this college football rebel outpost with a donation to help us keep the lights on and grow the channel. Just hit that $sign where you make a comment and I'll get to your super chat as quick as I possibly can. Welcome everybody into the studio, especially those Ducks and those Red Raiders. Come on into the studio that sits on the corner, the very corner of Keith Jackson Parkway and Kurt Gowdy Avenue. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to become a legend with your comments and with your phone calls. Welcome on in, everybody. Holy smokes. Congratulations to the Miami Hurricanes for winning that football game to go in advance to the semifinals as they beat up on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Carson Beck, holy smokes. I did not think that Carson Beck would play that type of game in that type of environment against that type of defense, but he got it done. He absolutely got it done. Carson Beck absolutely shined, but the offensive line, the defensive line of the Miami Hurricanes, woo! Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Almost complete domination. Especially on the defensive line. It was a domination. The Buckeyes went into more of a max protection in the second half. And that kind of worked. It worked a little bit. But it wasn't enough. And the Buckeyes, they were slow. They should have been running the plays a lot faster. I don't know. It just, again, the Buckeyes offense wasn't quite there in the biggest games of the season. But then again, you got to tip your cap. You got to tip your cap to the Miami Hurricanes defense. Just like we had to tip our cap to the great Indiana Hoosiers defense. Every time the Buckeyes have struggled, it's been against an elite defense. You got to tip your cap to the defense. The Miami Hurricanes have got NFL players all over the football field. And you got to tip your cap to Mario Cristobal. He got the job done. They won a playoff game. They got to the playoffs. They won a playoff game. And the team is getting better as the season progresses. There's a lot of football teams out there that got a whole lot of talent, but they haven't been getting better as the football season has gone on. And again, of course, you got to give credit to Mario Cristobal in developing that roster, constructing that roster, developing those players. And you've got to give Mario Cristobal all the credit in the world for poaching my beloved Minnesota Golden Gophers. It was really obvious last year. Now, I know a lot of you don't watch Golden Gopher football, but it was really obvious that Corey Heatherman, he's an elite defensive coordinator. And he's elite in more than one way. He's elite in I mean, look, he was the guy, according to what I've been told, he was the guy that got Mario Cristobal to make sure that they went after Torrey, the linebacker who made that big hit in the first round of the playoffs against Texas A&M. Got him from Rutgers. Corey Heatherman knows talent, and he knows how to coach them, and he gets them all ready on game day. And if Miami gets beat on defense, it ain't because they don't know what they're doing. Mario Cristobal made the call on that. Ultimately, Mario Cristobal said, I want that guy. So congratulations to the Miami Hurricanes, the fan base who's been waiting for a couple of decades to get to this point once again, and they have brought it. And they are a threat to win it all, no question about it. If you beat the Buckeyes, you can win it all. If you beat the Buckeyes, you can win it all. The only fear I had about the Buckeyes at the beginning of the season, the reason I did not have the Buckeyes winning the national championship this year, I didn't. The reason why I did not have the Buckeyes winning the Big Ten championship this year, I did. The reason why I did not have the Buckeyes winning the Big Ten championship at the beginning of the season or the national championship because was their offensive line. Look, they went and poached Phillip Daniels, an offensive tackle for the Gophers. And they started him, number 70 this year. And I said at the time, I said, you know, the Gophers look at Daniels as a possible up-and-comer, a guy who might be able to play. He did play last year for the Gophers. He had some really bad games. He had some, like, the Rutgers destroyed Daniels. And I'm thinking to myself, well, the Buckeyes must be taking him as a depth piece. But no, he started a lot of the games. And that just indicates that the Buckeyes' offensive line wasn't quite elite enough. Well, they were not elite. They were not elite. They have great wide receivers, a very good young quarterback who had a rough game against those Miami Hurricane defense. The running game got better. Jackson is going to be a very good running back next year. But again, the Buckeyes did not quite have enough against Miami Hurricanes. Miami plays the winner of Georgia or the winner of Georgia versus Ole Miss. And that's going to be a fantastic semifinal game, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Now, we've got Oregon, Texas Tech, Red Raiders. We've been talking about this playoff game for weeks because it looked like it was all going to line up, and it has lined up. This game fascinates me to no end. The Red Raiders defense is nasty, great. They're right up there with the Buckeyes. They're right up with the Hurricanes. They are nasty great. The Red Raiders could win this game. The defense could come close to winning this game on their own. But the Oregon Ducks are finally, dare I say it, Greg the Cooler. Oh, by the way, I had the Buckeyes. I had the Buckeyes minus 9.5. Let's get this over with. Let's get this over with.
Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting
Greg
in
the Cooler took the
I'm sorry that I'm
Buckeyes
so inconvenient,
minus
okay.
9.5.
Just let me be me me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby, have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no, you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you, but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change.
Okay, enough of that. We got that out of the way. The worst song on YouTube. Well, Numbskull, you know what? Then I gotta win. If you don't want to listen to the music, I have got to win. And last night, the Buckeyes and the fat guy from Minnesota went down. Thanks for freezing the Buckeyes, Greg. You are welcome, Bill G. You are very, very welcome. Let's get to a super chat here. Again, Rock and Rant, anything happened last night? Super chat, Rock and Rant, congratulations. No, whoops. Wrong soundbar. Super chat, Rock and Rant, congratulations, Rock and Rant. A well-deserved victory. A victory that was brought on by years of work. You know, this did not happen overnight. You know, Miami brought in Cam Ward, sensational season last year. They were able to get Carson Beck in this year. The recruitment of Malachi Toney, the development of that superstar. Fletcher has been around there, the captain basically of the offense, the offensive line, Mesidor, Ruben Bain, who got nicked up a couple years ago. Last year, I think he was nicked up. Last year, he was nicked. Look what he has accomplished. That whole team, even I picked on Shannon Dawson for his running attack lately, but my goodness, they did it. They got it done. Congratulations. Look, the Miami Hurricane fan base is now, the ignition has been turned. The button has been pressed. Wow. And I'm gonna use this as my, I'm gonna say this again. I know all of you are sick and tired of me. All of you are very sick and tired of me. I'll get to it in a moment. Bill G, 5 gifted memberships. Tumasta, Skaven, yes. Scotty Grable, RT, and Dave B, thank you. When you get an opportunity, please say thank you to Bill G for his incredible generosity again. All of you are knighted. All of you are officially knighted. Cloak and Dagger. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. We are going to be producing a lot of videos during the off season. Some of those being members only videos. Early Pete, Cloak and Dagger. Thank you, Bill G. Thank you for your incredible generosity as always. Thank you for all your help. I appreciate it, sir. I'm very humbled by your incredible kindness. Evil Badger sends the super chat. Even the Evil Badger has to tip his cap to the Miami Hurricanes. $5 holler, Evil Badger. Congrats, Miami. Go Hoosiers and Ducks. Go Hoosiers and Ducks. Thank you for the $5 holler, Eva Badger, but he did congratulate the Miami Hurricanes. Scotty Grable. Roll Tide. Thank you, Bill G. I'd rather have Greg singing than that. You know what, though, Illini Ted? You know what? You're going to get both. You're going to get both. You're going to continue to get my singing, and you're going to continue to get Greg the Cold music as long as I keep losing. And I don't see that coming to an end anytime soon. Let me take this moment once again to pontificate, to illustrate, to promote, to push, to campaign for the Army of 24. Miami did not win the ACC. I don't even know what place Miami came in the ACC standings. Were they officially third, fourth? I don't even know. The Buckeyes came in fourth last year in the Big Ten. People keep saying to me, Greg, look, all we got to do is pick the top 12 teams. We know what the top 12 teams are. No, we don't. We don't know what the top 12 teams are. We don't. We don't. We don't. It's great that we argue. It's great that we speculate. It's great that we throw elbows at each other. But we don't know. We don't know. These are large conferences. That's not going away. Large imbalanced schedules. That's not going away. And a team is allowed to get better as the season goes on, like Miami. We don't know. We don't know jack. So, the talent is so spread out, guys. The talent is so spread out. It's hard to get a dominating offensive line. It's hard to get a dominating defensive line and then to go with a quarterback and a wide receiver number one and a running back that can help you and safeties that can cover over the top and a blah, blah, blah and linebackers that can go east to west. The talent is more spread out than ever. So again, I plead with the college football community. The solution is the Army of 24. Get the top 4 teams in every Power 4 conference, determined by the conference standings, and they should be in the playoffs. And then you should have 6 at-large spots for the teams that do not qualify for the top 4 in their Power 4 conference, but are determined by the committee and determined because they did something really good in the non-conference games, like a Miami, that those teams should also go to the playoffs. 2 bites of the apple playoffs. Again, let me show you guys something. Dan Wolken. The game is starting. We're going to get to it in a moment. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Dan Wolken, one takeaway from last night is that it discomforts a lot of college football fans to know a lot of teams who won the national championships in the old era would have lost in the tournament. That's probably true. Thank God we have expanded the playoffs. Thank God. So I would add another takeaway from last night. Should be discomfort to lots of those who report on college football, who have continually argued against the expansion of the playoffs. Talent is fluid and so spread out that the old ways, the pure ways of college football playoffs, should be considered obsolete. Expand the playoffs. Expand it to 20 to 24 because you do not know what is going to happen in the playoffs. We do not know what is going to happen in the playoffs. We don't have a clue. And that's how it should be. And that is why college football is more fantastic than ever. The kickoff. Here we go. Christopher Hooter. Super chat. We will find out today if buys are a plus or a minus. Again, if the buys would happen, if the teams with the buys would play 2 weeks after the conference championship game, or if you eliminate the conference championship game 2 weeks after the regular season, I think we would have a better idea of what a bye would do. But buys 25 days after this, not playing for 25 days, and the other team played a week before, 10 days before, it's really hard to judge. Really hard to judge. Here we go. 2nd and 12. The Ducks. Dante Moore shotgun. Back to pass. He unloads it. It's complete. The Red Raiders defense is right there. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Skins rule. We don't know. Why 24 then? Why not go to 48? No thanks. I don't want to watch playoff with 3 or 4 lost teams. We watch them in the NFL. We watch teams in the complete over the middle, down to the 46-yard line of the Red Raiders. We got NFL teams under 500 going to the playoffs. And we don't need to go to 48. 24 is the number. It's the perfect number. Let's go. Pass complete. Sahik. Completion. Couple of yards. Dante Moore starts off 3 for 3, 33 yards. Kenyon Sadiq with 2 yards. Jamari Johnson, 2 catches for 31 yards. This isn't the NFL. No, it's not the NFL. But why do you guys want to go? What do you guys need to see? That's my question. What do you need to see to open up your eyes that the talent is more spread out than ever? Another first down by Oregon. I am not going to give up the fight. Army of 24. Dante Moore unloads, completion. First down at the 22-yard line of the Red Raiders. Again, Jeremiah McClellan with the catch. Dante Moore has found a rhythm here. Ooh, incomplete, underthrown. Good coverage. 24 teams equal 23 games that matter instead of exhibition bowls. Jose, listen to me, Jose. I got 2 things I got to say to you, Jose. 2 things. No comment. Helmer Hennessy. Super chat. Good tackle. 3rd and 9. Jordan comes up and clips the running back. Helmer Hennessy, $2 holler. It wasn't long ago that you said 12 was perfect. Yes, it was. And I fought for 12. I went against the Josh Pates. I went against all of them. I said 4 is a joke. It's not enough. We got to go to 12. 12 was perfect. But the college football landscape continues to change. We've got rev share. We've got NIL. The talent is being more spread out than ever. The data shows it. We've got large conference. He's going to get sacked. Down goes Moore. Down to the 34. Bailey with the sack. We got these transfer portals. We got Texas Tech bringing in, but 12 is not the perfect number anymore because more teams can compete now. More teams, and it's so obvious, guys. For those who want to go down to 4 or 6 or 8, Miami would not even be in the playoffs if you would have that. Those days are obsolete. They're gone. Now the question is, are we going to 16 and then to 24? Or are we going to go straight to 24? The Army of 24 says straight to 24. The field goal is good, Oregon. And this is college football's peak around the corner. This is college football's peak around the corner. We're giving you the peak, guys. We're talking about the future. You've got to let the old ways die. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. Maybe it's time to let the old ways die. I'm gonna do a PATC rendition of that song. Straight to 24. Oh, that's right. I got something to say to you, Jose. I got something to say. Give me a moment, Jose. We've got another super chat. Eva Badger, $5 holler. I still believe the Big Ten is better than SEC. A 10-2 Vandy never had the lead versus 8-4 Iowa. Pavia looked average. Pavia got it going in the second half. He had a great second half. That Iowa team's very good. That's a very good Iowa football team. Depending on who they get as their quarterback, Iowa's going to be a threat next year. They're going to have a very good team next year. They're probably going to beat up on my Gophers again next year. That offensive line is not going away. Okay, Jose. No. Here we go. Couple of things I got to say here. Number one. This is college football's peak around the corner. The University of Southern California, the Trojans, fight on, are going to make the playoffs next year. The USC Trojans are going to make the playoffs next year. Greg the Gold has just declared everybody's down on USC after they lost the bowl game and everything. I'm all up on the USC next year. The USC Trojans are going to make the playoffs next year. Don't worry about Steven Vitt's comment in the comment section. Number two, the second thing I got to say, Jose. The second thing I got to say, Jose, is this. Wow, there's absolutely no respect in the comment section. 1st and 10, Baron Morton hands it off. Dickey bounces it. Man, that guy's a great running back. Holy smokes. Tackle. That was a very good tackle. We got about a 2nd and 6. Okay. The second thing is, Jose, listen to me now. Listen to me. The 2025 completion, it's going to be 3rd and 4. No, I'm sorry. It's going to be 4th down. The Red Raiders are going to have to punt the ball. The 2025 Hispanic high school football player of the year in the country is Ryan Estrada from El Dorado, Texas High School in El Paso, Texas. Ryan Estrada, the 2025 Hispanic football player of the year in this country. El Dorado, Texas High School. El Dorado High School in El Paso, Texas. Ran for over 2,800 yards last year. 37 touchdowns last year. And what team is he going to? What team is he go? Oh, that's right. Ryan Estrada is going to be playing football next year for your beloved Minnesota Golden Gophers. That's all I got to say, Jose. That's all I've got to say. Okay. Yeah, give me a like. Give me an elbow and give me a like. So who will be the new head coach? Come on, James Davis. Come on. Come on. Come on now. Come on. That's again, Illini Ted. You gotta let the old ways die, and you gotta let the old days die. It's all about the future, guys. It's all about the future. All right, 3-0, Oregon, Texas Tech. Later on, the Rose Bowl. What is the latest weather It's raining. It's raining like crazy. Is the rain gonna let up for the 4 o'clock Eastern time, 3 o'clock Central time football game, Alabama, Indiana? Is the rain gonna, what is it doing right now? What is it doing right now? The rain is supposed to let up. The big Lubbock, that was Williams running the ball, not Dickey. I did watch the run, but I couldn't see the number. I could not see the number. My bad. My bad. I will pay attention to the football game. I will start to focus. That was Jacoby Williams, number 20. My bad. I couldn't even see the number. It's still raining, Daniel Gorby. Uh, 32 teams is asinine. For me, it's like driving down the highway. Everybody that I pass on the highway, I'm thinking that guy is way too slow. What an idiot. That guy's driving way too slow. And then everybody that passes me on the highway, I'm thinking, what an idiot. That guy's driving way too fast. 24 is the perfect number. 32 is asinine. You're going way too fast down the highway. 16, 12, you're going too slow. 24 is the perfect number. Helmer Hennison, we got us off the super chat. It's going to be 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. College football committee can't be trusted to make the best choices on who makes the playoffs. Miami almost got left out, for example. Let it rain. Oh! He got hit! The Red Raiders! They slammed Hill to the ground. It's going to be 3rd and long. The Red Raiders defense, fast at pursuit. Line of scrimmage passes there, man. Woo! Woo! Thank you for the $10 holler, Helmer Henderson. More back to pass, dumps it out. There's nobody there. 1st down. 1st down. Ducks. My goodness. 3rd and long, and nobody took the running back out of the backfield. Jordan Davison just came out of the backfield, and nobody picked him up. Oregon going to try to establish a little bit of a running game. Keep the Red Raiders defense honest. We got another super chat from Christopher Hooter, LSU Tiger. LSU Tiger. The fans are getting excited in Baton Rouge and throughout the state of Louisiana, and they should be getting excited. Dante Moore. Shotgun. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 7. Bailey's been a monster in the first quarter. Christopher Hooter after Christmas break, ringing in a new year. Greg has a renewed, re-energized CFP 24 fire in his belly. In my opinion, let's try 16 first. Go from there. And that's probably what's going to happen. But I would rather just go to 24. I do not want... that whole double bye situation, boy, I hope they don't do that. That would be terrible. There we go. The Red Raiders have stopped the Ducks. It's 4th and 2 at the 50-yard line. You got to think Oregon's going to punt it here. You got to think Oregon's going to punt it. Lanning does like to gamble. He likes to throw the die. Thank you, Christopher Hooter. Thank you for the $5 holler. I very much appreciate it. Thank you, sir. That's what they're talking about. Thank you, Christopher Hooter. Appreciate it, sir. I cannot believe this! And they got first down! Oh my goodness, Lanning's crazy. He is a crazy coach. Kenyon Sadiq with the catch. First down, Oregon. That guy's nuts. But he wins football games. But man, he's a gambler. Holy smokes. 46-yard line, empty backfield. Empty backfield. They're going to run it again. Not a whole lot of room. Not a whole lot of room on that. Oh, that was a good read. A very good read by... That was a very good run there. My goodness. He took it right. Right there. Bam. Whittingham took more back to pass. And he's going to throw it out of bounds. There's a flag. No Whittington... That was a very good run. That's going to be a flag on the Oregon Ducks. It's going to be 2nd and long. Ryan Brooks, I don't like 16 because I want AQ. Take power from the committee. How was the trip to Brainerd? It was good. Unfortunately, I hurt my foot on December 22nd, so I was hobbling around pretty good. But I still, we still had a good time. The little general basically had to do everything for us, though. So I felt bad. She had to work on her vacation. It's going to be a very busy couple of months for myself and the Little General. I will explain later, but going to be a very busy time for us. Shotgun, Moore, back to pass. Wide open receiver. Wide open receiver. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 4. DeCarrion Moore, again, he's healthy enough to play. This is something that the Ducks did not have late in the season. Late in the season. The Ducks have so many more weapons than they did a few weeks ago, a month ago. 3rd and 3. Now we're definitely in 4-down territory. Yeah, she is a saint. No question about it. 3rd and 3, back to pass. Moore is going to try to run for it. He did not get it. He did not get it. It's going to be 4th and 1.5 yards. 4th and 1.5 yards. I think they're going to go for it again. We got 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Thank you, Finally Tuned. I very much appreciate it. Super chat, shout out to the Little General. 4th and 1, they're calling it. It's more like 4th and 1.5. No way! He didn't come close! The Red Raiders snuffed that out! Hunter! Oh, they knew that was coming. The Red Raiders defensive line broke left. They saw that power sweep to the right. Yes, the Red Raiders knew what was coming. That was, you know what that is? That's watching the tapes, man. That is watching the tapes. The Red Raiders defense stand tall. Finally Tuned, props out to the Little General. Thank you, Finally Tuned. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Buckeyes #1 to start next year. Ooh. Wow, that's a good question. Boy, that's a good question. Pretty difficult to now, Dante Moore, if he definitely is going in the NFL draft, then Oregon's not going to be #1. Gunnar Stockton, Georgia. Red Raiders will be having a new quarterback. But they're going to be really good. I mean, they got a lot of guys coming back. BYU's got a healthy Bear Bachmeier coming back. Indiana gets Josh Hoover. Who's Miami going to get for their quarterback? I don't know. I do not know. I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, it's a great question to speculate on, right? Obviously, we do not know. We don't know what's going to happen in the portal. That is a great question to speculate on. We've got 7 yards, 6 yards. Texas Tech. It's going to be 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. Good first down yardage. We got a super chat. Christopher Hooter. There's a run. Nothing there. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Christopher Hooter, $2 holla. Take the 3 points. What's wrong with these coaches? Lanning is just a gambler, man. He's going to roll the dice. He's going to give his offense a lot of 4th down opportunities. It's extreme. No question about it. Oh my gosh. Morton, you got to get rid of the football. You got to get rid of the football. That's a huge sack. And now Oregon's going to have good field position. You can't take a 20-yard sack there. I'm sorry. Not 20 yards. 16-yard sack. Wow. Fair catch. Good punt. Oregon starts it at their 35-yard line. Yeah, Christopher Hooter, I would take the 3 points on that. But, it's been working for Lanning. Right? It's hard to go against something that's been working for him. Yes, the ESPN Manning hype and the fat guy from Minnesota Manning hype. I hyped him up pretty good, and I was wrong. I guess Texas will be in the mix. Wisner is in the portal. And massive portal news this morning. Massive portal news of this morning. The great running back from Louisville, Isaac Brown, plans to enter the NCAA transfer portal. Isaac Brown is a legit superstar. If you watched him as a freshman, now this year as a sophomore, he got nicked up. But when he played, he still looked very good. But this guy's an absolute stud. And he is in the portal. Now, there is a do not contact tag on him. Okay? There is a do not contact tag on him. I do not know where he's going. I do know that Isaac Brown is a young man from the city of Miami. So, I don't know if that means he is Miami bound or not. But if he is, buckle up. But he is going to be a great acquisition for whoever gets him. A huge loss for Louisville. We've got a super chat. The Eva Badger. Dante Moore sacked! The defenses are showing out. That's a huge sack. My goodness. The Ducks cannot keep that pocket clean. That came from the inside. That came from the outside. Eva Badger, 32 teams is perfect. all AQs. Maybe Wisconsin can actually make one of Fickle's McIntosh promises come true. I don't think we need to go to 32. This is my opinion. I think that's the laws of diminishing returns on that. I don't think that makes the regular season more valuable. It might make it a little less valuable. I think 24 is the perfect number. But thank you, Eva Badger. Puts out his opinion. 32 teams is perfect. All AQs. And again, I think you need to have at-large spots available. I don't think it can just go by conference. It has to go by both, in my opinion. But the Evil Badger putting it out there, 32 teams, perfect. Dante Moore stepping up. He's going to run, try to get some of that yardage back. 3rd and 14. The Ducks are going to have to punt it from their 39.5-yard line. Jacob Rodriguez, the monster linebacker, the best linebacker in college football, takes Moore down. Thank you, Evil Badger. Thank you so much for your $5 holler. I very much appreciate it. We've got a early peak membership renewal for 9 months. The ECU Pirate has been a member of our program, our family. Props to my ECU Pirates, taking out the Pittsburgh Panthers with the first string offense opting out. Solid 9-win season, and Coach Blake Harrell is building something special. Absolutely. Fantastic season. That was a very good football game. Again, Pittsburgh, just like when they play in the regular season, they get out in front, and then they cannot hold the lead, and the Pirates finish strong. Congratulations on that bowl victory, Kenneth Maynor, and a very good regular season. Very good season for the Pirates in a very difficult G6 conference. We got to talk G6 now. Again, we got to let the old ways die. No more G5. We're going to G6. We are going to G6. Thank you so much, Kenneth Maynor. You are knighted cloak and dagger. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. And I happen to think Ryan Brooks is going to end up being correct on this. Just my opinion. Ryan Brooks says people are prisoners of the moment. Last year, half the teams with the bye were the underdogs. It's not the bye, but it's waiting 25 days between games. If the bye was, if you did the playoffs right after the regular season was over, then you would have a first round, and then the first round, the bye teams would only have a 14-day waiting period instead of 25. So I agree with Ryan Brooks. I think that's the reality of it. But we'll see. We'll see. If they go to the playoff format in which we do not have all this waiting period, and the teams that are getting the byes are still losing in the first round, only having 14 days between the last game and the playoff game, then I'm going to have to start singing a different tune. Keep chopping. The ACC is loaded now. Numbskull News. Loaded. Did they crap their pants? I don't know if Petiti is rolling over yet. The Ducks putting it. Texas Tech fair catch at their own 22-yard line. Jacoby Williams fair catches it. First down and 10. Red Raiders, we got a 3-0 game. Oregon, second quarter. Illini Ted, the Pac-12 is loaded with quarterbacks right before they fell apart. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. You know, it's interesting. Numbskull News. Virginia Tech is interesting. Can Virginia keep it up? I don't know about that. Can Duke win more than 8 games? Actually, Duke won 9 games 3 years ago. Duke won 9 games 2 years ago. Picked off! Morton, interception. Big turnover. Oregon Ducks pick it off. So, you know, Duke has had 3 good seasons in a row, and they won the ACC championship this year. We'll see what Manny Diaz can do. I know Darren Mensah is coming back next year. First down and 10, Oregon. Dante Moore. Shotgun. The Red Raiders defensive line has been getting to him. Oregon trying to run it. They can't do much against this defense. The Ducks cannot do much against this defense. Second and 9. Fumble! Dante Moore gets it back. The Oregon Ducks are having huge loss. They're having plays in which they're losing big yardage. Dante Moore, the quarterbacks in this game, they're under a lot of pressure. They know they're playing against elite defenses. Third down and a country mile. Oregon Ducks. 13 minutes to go in the second quarter. 43-yard line of the Red Raiders. Empty backfield. Davison rolls out. Oh my gosh. That could have been picked off. Incomplete. Miscommunication. Miscommunication between Kenyon Sadiq and Dante Moore. Oregon's going to have to punt it back. They got nothing off of that turnover. The winner of Oregon and Texas Tech will play the winner of Indiana versus Alabama. The Red Raiders going to get the ball back at their 10-yard line. Numbskull News. Like I said, Tech can shut folks down. The defense is an eraser. ACC and Big 12 and making the SEC and the Big 10 look quite mortal in these playoffs. Bye teams are 0-5. Ryan Brooks, I'm in all of what Indiana has accomplished, but is it sustainable to use the portal only? Why can't they recruit more? Mississippi State have better recruiting class. Tough to rely on the portal every year. Well, we'll see if their recruiting classes get higher ranked, but then again, I would not count on the rankings. I always give the example of Nebraska and Minnesota. Nebraska almost always, well, except for this year, but every year besides this year, Nebraska's had a higher recruiting class than Minnesota. But the results are, are quite different over the last decade. Not in favor of Nebraska. So, recruiting class rankings are one thing. Developing players are another thing. And Kirk Cignetti had a very good James Madison football team. And then he brought those guys over, and they could play, obviously, in big football. So, George Holton, early Pete Cloak and Dagger member for 12 months. Holy smokes. Thank you, George. I appreciate it. Texas Tech Red Raiders. Run the ball for 2 yards. Going to be 2nd and 8. How long till the big play is made here, you think? Offensively, it might take a while. Defensively, there are big plays on every possession, it seems like. Every possession, the defense is doing something. Oh, he broke it! He broke it! There it is, George Holton! There's your big play! George Holton, there is your big play! Williams with a long gain. Broken tackle at the line of scrimmage. You are knighted. You are knighted, Cloak and Dagger, George Holton. Thank you, sir. Beautiful timing on that. Beautiful timing. That is your next big play. 1st down and 10 at the 38-yard line. Morton back to pass. Incomplete. Morton looks shaky out there. He looks shaky out there. Cignetti can win with 0 stars, so I hope his recruiting classes don't get better. Flat pass. It's going to be 3rd and long for Texas Tech. Can they take advantage of that brilliant run? Brilliant run by Jacoby Williams. 50-yard gain off a broken tackle. Deep in their own territory. We've got an empty backfield. Jacoby Williams is wide right. They bunched up to the left. Tipped, it's tipped! Incomplete. Man, I don't know if that would have worked. Morton is very unsure of himself out here. 4th and 8. That would not have been for a 1st down. That wide receiver would have been lit up. 28 was right there. We've got a long field goal attempt. Harrington. The kick. It's up. No good. Wide left. Not even close. Now the Oregon Ducks are going to get good field position. Well, as we have said during the start of the playoffs, I said the one weakness that the Red Raiders had was at quarterback. I made a long speech about it. Baron Morton has been a very good quarterback for the Red Raiders. Don't get it twisted. He's had a very good career. He's been a very important part of the emergence of the Red Raiders. He has been. But he ain't quite the other top quarterbacks in this playoffs. Could he make that off schedule play? That Red Raiders defense is so fast. The Oregon's offense has met its match on speed. Holy smokes. But can Morton make those off-schedule throws? Those big plays? I don't know. We've got a penalty on Oregon. Oregon's offense is struggling against the mighty, great, nasty defense of the Red Raiders. It's going to be 3rd and long for Oregon. The Red Raiders are tackling out there. No space for Oregon. No space for them to operate. This is an elite, incredible defense that the Red Raiders are bringing in this football game. And of course, the Oregon Ducks have a very good defense. More back to pass, flips it out there. That was a good play, good run after the catch. But it's going to be 4th and 3. I cannot imagine Oregon going for this. Punt the ball, Lanning. Punt the ball. He's going to punt it. We've got a super chat. Helmer Hennison, how long before Fickle eclipses rule? Fake! And it worked! Dan Lanning, the guy's a psycho! The guy is a psycho! Now, he's psycho brilliant. He's psycho brilliant. He's psycho successful. But the man is completely gone. He's crazy. Holy smokes. Zach Grace finished off that reception, man. He nailed that guy. Is that the play of the game? So far it is. So far it is. Wow. No, Ryan Brooks asked, will he actually punt? Great question by Ryan Brooks. Great question by Ryan Brooks. Great question by Ryan Brooks.
Oh my God.
Guts. Is it guts? Is it bravery? Is it? Or is the guy a lunatic? Is he just a lunatic who happens to be a football coach? My goodness. Terry Nord is in the house. the grumpy, Terry Aloysius Himalatius, Connotacious, Sacrilegious Nord, the grumpy gopher is in the house. Bobby Hansen, it could be a turning point. The senior Rodriguez has quite the manly mustache. Lanning is the man. Every school and their mama gonna want him. Oregon better get them pockets open. Oh God, Lanning's getting paid. Lanning's gonna be just fine. There's nobody gonna outspend Oregon. I don't think. By the way, where's that question? Helmer Hennison, thank you for the $2 holler. You know what? I look at Fickle and Rule as even Steven. Their records, Matt Rule's record at Nebraska is a little bit better than Fickle's at Wisconsin, but just a little bit better. Matt Rule has won 19 games in 3 years. Riley, the coach before Frost, got fired after winning 19 games in 3 years. Nebraska has not finished above 500 in conference play for 9 straight years. Nebraska just lost their 30th straight game to a ranked football team. Matt Rule has now, they're firing all their coordinators. Do you really see any improvement under Matt Rule at Nebraska? This was the easiest schedule that they were going to have. This is the easiest schedule that they have had for the last decade, and look what they did with it. Look at Nebraska's football schedule next year. Nebraska has an incredible fan base. An incredible fan base that deserves so much more than what they get. Moore hands it off. There's nothing there for Oregon. Nothing there. The Red Raiders defense is all over the place. 2nd and 8. So, I don't think, and then Rule just got his contract extended. As Steve Sipple said on 93.7 The Ticket, like he said on Husker Online, Steve Sipple's basically saying, pitch out, the Red Raiders are, you cannot move the ball against the Red Raiders. Roberts, the other great linebacker for the Red Raiders, who had a sensational Big 12 championship game. What was I saying? I can't remember. What was I talking about? Oh, Matt Rule has like basically a 10-year contract. With that latest extension, $12.5 million, $13.5 million in 2031, 2032. Completion, Oregon, but it's going to be 4th and 4. 4th and 4. What is Lanning going to do here? What is Lanning going to do? They're going to go for it. 4th and 4 at the 40. Off a fake punt. Can they make another 4th down conversion? You need 4 downs to make a 1st down against the sensational defense of the Red Raiders. More back to pass. Now that is, look, there's something going on here that Lanning has figured out. The Red Raiders linebackers, safeties, whoever has the responsibility, the accountability, they have to recognize the running backs coming out of the backfield. They're not recognizing it quick enough. This is another completion, a running back coming out of the backfield. Lanning has picked up on that. Now these flat passes, these line of scrimmage passes, they're not getting anywhere with the Red Raiders. They're all over it. Terry Nord, Greg's wardrobe consists of 3 colors: black, maroon, and gold. Man, deep! It's caught! First down, Oregon. Malik Benson. Again, Oregon has developed all these wide receivers. Look at this, guys. Oh! Incomplete. He got hammered. Oregon, you got to quit running those plays. Look at this. Jamari Johnson, 3 catches. Malik Benson, 3 catches. Kenyon Sadiq, the great tight end, 3 catches. Jordan Davison, 1 catch. Jeremiah McClellan, 2 catches. Zach Grace, 1 catch from a fake punt. DeCorian Moore, 2 catches. Gary Bryant, 1 catch. Whittington, 1 catch out of the backfield. Hill, 2 catches out of the backfield. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. That's a lot of guys. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Third down and goal. He did not get it. He did not get it. 4th and goal. Ten players in the first half have caught a football, a reception for the Oregon Ducks. 10 of them. And again, DeCorian Moore and Gary Bryant are wide receiver number 1 and number 2, and they're just getting back into play. They've been injured for the second half of the season. Oregon is doing this without their top 2 receivers really producing for them. Lanning, looks like he calls a timeout. 4th and 12. 4th and goal with 4:12 to go. Back shoulder catch. 4th and goal. What's the play call? Rock and Rant, the rain is definitely stopping around here. Hopefully that stays the case for the Rose Bowl. And I'm guessing they've had the tarp on the field all this time. So you're not going to have all that water on the field. Play of the game. Play of the game coming up here. The Red Raiders defense playing fantastic football. Oregon's defense playing fantastic football. Dante Moore has performed better than Morton, which we thought was going to be the case. But then again, I did not think that Carson Beck was going to perform as good as he did against the Buckeyes defense. What the Red Raiders need in the second half is a Baron Morton performance like Carson Beck gave to Miami. Carson Beck making those 3rd down completions, just as important, those 2nd and 3rd down runs from the pocket. They're going to need something out of Morton in the second half. 4th and goal. 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Of course, the Ducks are going for it again. You cannot run this football, and you've got to throw this in the end zone. It can't be short of the end zone. The Red Raiders defense rolling out. There ain't nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. The Red Raiders take over. The Red Raiders take over. There's nothing there. Here we go. Handoff. The best offensive play that the Red Raiders have had this game is a Jacoby Williams broken tackle at this spot of the field the last time the Red Raiders had the football. Or a couple times ago, 50-yard gain. Morton go deep. Out of bounds. He was out of bounds. 3rd and long. The Oregon Ducks might get the ball back here before the end of the half. In really good field position. Third and 6. Red Raiders desperately need a first down. Desperately need a first down. Audible. Morton back to pass. Wide open. First down, Red Raiders. At the 15-yard line. Kata with the catch. Morton back to pass. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Good tackle by Oregon. It's going to be 3rd down. Does Oregon use a timeout here? Does Oregon use a timeout? Good recognition by number 4. Good recognition on that running play. 3rd and 9. Back to pass. Good completion. Good first down. Once again, Red Raiders. Fumble! Red Raiders again! Oregon with another turnover. Now this time Oregon's got to put up 7. You're not going to get many more. You're not going to get any more opportunities like this. Terrence Kata fumbles the football. Oregon recovers. Oregon, you've got to. No, I'm sorry. That was not Carter. Excuse me. Cameron Dickey, the great running back. Tough game. 5 carries, 11 yards. Dickey with the fumble. Oregon's got to put up 7 here. Oregon's got to put up 7 here. You cannot blow this opportunity. Completion. Oh, God, he got hammered. He got absolutely hammered. That number. Malik Benson with his 5th catch of the game at the 21-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down. You got to put 7 here. They're going to run it down to the 2-minute timeout. Oregon has 2 timeouts remaining. Red Raiders have 2 timeouts remaining. Bracket Cat. So if all top 4 seeds lose again this year, we finally done with the stupid buys. I don't think so. And is it the buy that is costing the team the loss? Or is it the 25-day layoff? Or is it because the teams are just getting beat by the better team of that day? But a 25-day layoff, if you're going to have a buy, you should probably only have a 14-day layoff, right? The playoffs should start right after the regular season is over, just like in the NFL. I don't think Georgia is going to lose. Georgia, Ole Miss. Can't wait for that football game. I cannot wait for that one. I think Georgia's going to come out flying. I know they have a 25-day layoff, so we'll see. But I think Georgia's going to come out flying. I think Georgia's going to put their flag into the ground and say, this is our playoffs now. The Buckeyes lost. The Buckeyes lost. We can beat Indiana. We can beat Miami. We'll see what happens. 2nd and 2. There is nothing there, guys. You cannot move. You cannot move that Red Raiders defensive line. It's got to be misdirection. Lanning, man. I don't know what you're doing, guy. Kick the field goal. Kick the field goal. Kick the field goal. Just kick the field goal. You cannot go for it here. The Red Raiders got you all figured out. Kick the field goal. 4th and 2. There you go. Good call, Lanning. Good call. You cannot go. You got to get points on this. The Red Raiders have got you all figured out in that running game. They're flowing where you're going. They are kicking your butts on the offensive line. Yeah, get the field goal in there. So, not including Dante Moore's minus 23 yards because of sacks, the Oregon Ducks running backs have carried the ball 21 times. No, 15 times. 15 times for 31 yards. 15 times for 31 yards. Dante Moore is 19 of 24, 150 yards in the air. Baron Morton is 5 of 10, 32 yards with 1 interception. The field goal is kicked. It's up. It's good. Six nothing Oregon. The Red Raiders get the ball back with 1:33 to go in the half. 1 timeout remaining. TH3, Oregon could be up 12-0 had they just taken the points. Lanning outsmarted himself this half. Can the Red Raiders do anything on this drive? A 1:33 to go. Who starts the ball in the second half? Who starts the ball in the second half? I do not remember. Tech gets it after halftime. Thank you, Bracket Cat. The poll question is up. Does Red Raiders get points on this drive? I'm only going to give you 10 seconds left to vote on this. Does the Red Raiders get points on this drive? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 67% says no. A good 33% of you say yes. Oh man, that could have worked. Oregon closed down on that. It's third down, minute 19, minute 18. Oregon not going to use a timeout here. Oregon's not going to use a timeout. They're not looking to get the ball back. 3rd and 5. Shotgun. Morton back to pass. He's got nothing. He's got nothing. He's rolling out. He's twisting. He's spinning. He got nothing. Oregon, did they call a timeout here? Oregon did call a timeout. 43 seconds to go in the half. Oregon's up 6-0. Red Raiders going to have to punt the ball. Is the Ducks going to try to create something here? R2 is thanking Bill G for his gift and membership. Terry Nord, fantastic defense by both teams. Yes, absolutely. 4th and 4. Oregon fair catches it at their 21-yard line. Pass complete. 30-yard line. Got about 8 yards. 2nd and 2. I will be taking about a 15 to 20 minute break at halftime. I hope to see you all back here in the second half. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to our channel. Ring that notification bell so you get notified anytime we come on live. Smash the like button. Appreciate it. Dante Moore. 2nd and 2. Looks like that's a first down. Oregon's going to run to the line of scrimmage. Dante Moore to Decurion Moore. 29 seconds to go. At their 40-yard line, Oregon trying to get some more points. Moore rolling out. Wide open receiver. Down to the Red Raiders. I think about the 37-yard line. Pass completion. Jamari Johnson. Moore is getting it out to everybody. "19 seconds ago. Oregon still has a... Oh, bad snap! And he falls on it. Again, Oregon with another offensive play in which they lose it. Oh, man. I tell you, that's an unforced error by Oregon. 11 seconds ago. They called their last timeout. My goodness. My goodness. Thank you, Vox Quindaro. Rock Chalk Jayhawk is in the house. Warmest wishes to Big Papa Flugar, all the Flugars, PATC chat. Happy, healthy, most prosperous New Year's. Thank you, Vox. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. Man, Oregon they've had like 6 or 7 offensive plays in which they lost like 12 to 15 yards. You can't do that against this Red Raiders defense. You can't. Come on now. Come on now. Lanning is pissed off. 2nd and 23. I don't even know what the play call here is. Is this a Hail Mary type of situation? Wait! Oh, that wasn't a first down throw, huh? Flag on the field. Holding against Oregon. All right. The first half hopefully has come to an end. I don't know why they did not do a Hail Mary there. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know, but very strange. All right. Guys, I will see you in about 15 to 20 minutes. I'll be taking a little bit of a break, checking on the mother. I will be back in studio. Hope to see you all here in the second half. Oregon 6, Texas Tech 0. It's been a defensive display by both teams, and that's probably, most definitely, going to continue in the second half. I'll see you all back here in about 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you, guys and gals. I appreciate it. doing a lot. It's been doing a lot of walking around, so it's getting better. It's just slowly because I have to use it so much. Oh! A good punt return from Oregon. Malik Benson. One of the very few Oregon offensive players that are having a good game so far. 6-0 Texas Tech. Got nothing. Punted to Oregon. Good punt return. Thank you all for coming back for the second half. I apologize for being late. The fat guy from Minnesota, unfortunately, is moving slower than ever with my bad foot. First down and 10, handoff. Let me get this. Let's get this going here. Second down and 8. 6-0 Oregon. Moore back to pass. Dumps it off. Oh, what a tackle. What a tackle. These Red Raiders, man. Great tackling. It's going to be third and short. Against everybody else, that'd probably be a first down Ducks. The Red Raiders 33-yard line. 3rd and 2. Oregon is probably in 4-down territory. If they don't have a big loss of gain here on this play. Moore back to pass. Oh! Tipped up to Carrion Moore. Tipped by the Red Raiders defense. Incomplete. 4th and 2. Almost a one-handed catch. Jason Spangler, I'm telling you, the Red Raiders need a defensive touchdown. The Big Lubbock. Oregon won this game in the first half. This game's not over yet. 4th and 2. 4th and 2. 4th and 2. And, of course, the Ducks are going to go for it. Dante Moore is under center. They're in I formation. Nobody's open. Nobody's open. Moore's going to try to run it. He didn't get it. Short. Rodriguez. Dan Lanning. All of his gambling, none of it is working. Not against this defense. Oh, he was open more. Oh! Oh, the long play, the long pass was there. Dante Moore did not see him. The wide receiver broke loose. That should have been a touchdown, Oregon. Oh my goodness. That should have been a touchdown, Oregon. He was open. Oh my goodness. Dante Moore did not see him, obviously. That play did spring somebody loose. I did not see who that was. Wow. Wow. Texas Tech takes over the ball. First down and 10. All you need is a touchdown. All you need is a touchdown here, Texas Tech, and you take the lead. None of these teams are mid, guys. None of these teams are mid. Just like last night, everybody ripping on the Buckeyes, blah, blah, blah. Miami played a fantastic football game. Miami is a fantastic team. And the game was 17-14 late in the fourth quarter. Those teams, none of these teams are mid. They're all really, 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 really good football teams. All of them. There's not a whole lot of difference. Woo! Word is Brendan Sorsby is going to be Tech's quarterback next year. Very interesting. Thank you, Stephen McNeely, for that steam. Sorsby is, Sorsby I think is better than... I don't want to sit here and rip on Baron Morton because he's had an incredible career at Texas Tech. Very good quarterback. He is capable of leading the Red Raiders to victory. He's capable of leading the Red Raiders to a touchdown. I think, and I've said this all year, I think he might be the little bit of the weak link in Texas Tech, but every team has it. Every team has, some sort of weakness. Jason Spangler, wet field in California. Texas is ready to open up the offense. Balls to the wall time, 2nd and 11. Now, if you notice on that first possession of Texas Tech, on that 3rd down, 2nd down, Oregon is not blitzing. Oregon is not blitzing. They're going with 4 men on the line of scrimmage. They're settling back into a zone. Sometimes they're going to cover. They're not blitzing the hell out of Morton right now. At least recently they have not been. 3rd and 11. I think they're waiting to see if Morton can make the read, can make the throw, can make the play. Right now the Red Raiders have not. They got trips right. Trips right. He looks left. And it's batted. And it's intercepted. Oh, he fumbled it. Interception, Oregon at the 5-yard line. Again, another turnover. And Morton's arm is hanging by his body. Oh, that was what was that? A fumble, an interception? I did not see it. What's going on there? Oh, it don't matter. It don't matter if they call that a fumble or an interception. I'm guessing they're going to call that a fumble. 70 got beat again. These offensive lines have no chance. First and goal. Pitch out. Touchdown! Touchdown! Oregon!
Touchdown! Touchdown! Touchdown!
Jordan Davison. Wow. 13-0 with the extra point. The Red Raiders are going to have to get something going here. I don't know what the answer is. Oregon is playing a... they haven't been sending people lately. They've been kind of saying, okay, all right, let's see if the Red Raiders can move the ball against us. You know, they got 7 guys back there. They're not sending people. Right now, Oregon is beating the Red Raiders offensive line by sending only 4. The Red Raiders, other than Jacoby Williams' great 50-yard run based on a broken tackle at the line of scrimmage, the Red Raiders' running game just can't get anywhere. Now, at some point, the Red Raiders defense have got to give the Red Raiders offense a short field, just like what Oregon's defense has done over and over and over for Oregon's offense. The Red Raiders, their defense has been spectacular once again, but they need to get a turnover. They need to get a short field, a pick six, a scoop, a score, something. They got to give the Red Raiders offense a short field. So the defense has got to do something, but the offense has got to... They got to figure something out here. Jose breaking $14 million worth of prize money distributed by the college football playoff to conferences, and the ACC will let Miami keep all $14 million. Now, that payout system, I believe, is changing next year. 2026, the payoffs are going to be completely different. Now, the ACC teams, because of their unequal revenue sharing, whoever advances in the playoffs, they might keep most of it or all of it themselves. But how much each school gets in the college football playoffs is going to be completely different in 2026. The money distribution is going to be completely different. I believe. For example, I think every SEC team is going to get a check of $22, $23 million. Regardless if they're in the playoffs or not. Same with every Big Ten team. Now, you got to remember, Buck Wargo, Cody Campbell should have spent money on offense, too. Quentin Joyner was going to be the Red Raiders' number 1 running back this year, but he got injured. And Quentin Joyner, he's a high elite running back. He showed a lot. USC did not want to lose Quentin Joyner. He had some fumbling issues, but they did not want to lose Quentin Joyner. Texas Tech Red Raiders had got themselves a great running back. They spent a lot of money, but he got injured. So, things have to go. You have to spend a lot of money. You got to have a great eye for talent. You got to develop them into your system, and then you got to have luck that they don't get injured. Here we go. Now, Cameron Dickey's had a great year. Jacoby Williams, these guys are good. These guys are good. We couldn't afford to keep Quentin Joyner. Red Raiders gave him a lot of money, but he got injured. That happens. This is football, guys. This is football. And by the way, for any Golden Gopher fan out there, Coy Perch, the great safety in Minnesota, still has not signed. Latest reports from the great Ryan Burns at Minnesota 247, Coy Perch is either going to come back to Minnesota, or he might be looking at going to Ohio State, or he might be joining Corey Heatherman at Miami. So Golden Gopher fans, who knows? We've got everybody else back that we wanted to get back, but Coy Perch, we don't have him in. We do not have him in yet. I think he's going to be talking to the Buckeyes and to the Hurricanes. We shall see what happens. 3rd and 1, Red Raiders. That's going to be a first down. First down. See that? Again, there is some stuff that Morton just is not going to be able to do. Right? He does not have the physical capabilities to make those off-schedule, those athletic plays. Just doesn't have it. He's been one hell of a quarterback for the people at Lubbock, though. One hell of a career. But can he make it something happen? What a pass! What a pass by Morton! First down, Red Raiders. Can he make it happen here? What a pass over the defense. What a pass. All right, Morton. Now you're feeling it. Now you're feeling it. All it takes is one play. All it takes is one play. Bouncing it. Texas Red Raiders running game has been, this Oregon defense. We don't talk about it enough, but they had an outstanding season this year. Not like the Red Raiders, but they're good. They're not a bunch of stiffs. This is not the Oregon defense of 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. This is a different Oregon defense. It's 3rd and 6. Here we go. You might have to take 2 downs to get 6 yards here. You might have to go to 4th down. Man, I'm surprised that play worked. But it worked. But it worked. First down, Red Raiders. Terrence Carter is getting involved here in the 3rd quarter. He's getting involved. He's getting all lathered up. Back to pass, Morton. Go deep! Oh, almost a great interception. Almost a great interception. Flowers, another guy back there. Morton was way off on that throw. He was way off on that throw. Woo! One thing we know for sure is that the underwhelming performance by the Big Ten and the SEC this postseason, you won't ever see just one Big 12 and the CFP ever again. I don't know if the Big Ten's performance has been underwhelming. Number one. Number two, hopefully we never see only one Big 12 team in the playoff ever again, because we're going to expand this thing and we need automatic qualifiers. But I would, well, I'll just leave that alone for now. Yes, 24, 24, 24. Army of 24. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Greg, what sacrifices does Army of 24 need for this game in the remain? Well, first of all, last night's result is a great result, not for the Buckeyes, but for the Army of 24, because it just shows that it is basically impossible to figure out who the best 12 teams are. It's ridiculous. Miami won that football game. Miami's a threat to win it all. And yet Miami barely got in the playoffs. In fact, Miami needed BYU to lose their football game for Miami to get in the playoffs. The playoffs need to get bigger. So what do we need? If we're only looking at the Army of 24 interest going forward, we would have Miami win it all. Yeah, we would have Miami win it all. If we're looking at the best interest to push the Army of 24 to victory, we would want Miami to win it all. Or Texas Tech to win it all. You know, to be able to prove the point that there are many more teams that can make a run in the playoffs than ever before. It's true, but there's a whole bunch of people that just still don't believe it. They don't believe it, and they are offended. They are offended that we have a blowout in the first round. They can't handle it. Somehow we have to have a victory over those people. We got to push the agenda forward. Third and long. Yes, or Texas Tech. Miami or Texas Tech. Third and long. And I guess the third team after that would be Oregon, because they finished third in the Big Ten, and people are saying that Oregon maybe not be good enough. And oh! Did he get first down? Did he get first down? Carter is warming up. Terrence Carter is warming up, ladies and gentlemen. That might be his sixth catch of the day. Look at that, look at that, look at that effort. We got 4th and 1. 4th and 1. That was horrible. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad. You've got to make your decision quicker on that. You got everybody coming up at the line of scrimmage. You can't be dancing like that. If you gotta go wide, make that decision quick. Wow. Handoff. About 5.5 yards. 2nd and 4.5. Christopher Hooter, super chat. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. We're going to be 3rd and 1. The 1 or 2 G6 are not helping the CFP 12 model. But they got to be in it legally, contractually. They got to be in it. So expand it. Expand it to Army of 24. Christopher Hooter, you come on, join on. Christopher Hooter, jump on the bandwagon. Let's go. Let's go. 3rd and 1. Dante Moore was able to get that first down. First down, Oregon. Why must they be in it? Saban is incorrect. Saban is incorrect. They got to be in it because contractually they got to be in it. Because you could not change the playoffs. We had a playoff setup for, 11, 13, 12 years, and then we changed it, and we needed everybody to be on board. We needed the G6 schools, the conferences, to sign on the dotted line. We needed unanimous decision on it. So they need to be in it. Second of all, I think they need to be in it because it helps the G6 schools pay their bills. And it helps those players develop. The ones that we poach. The coaches. The ones that we poach. Where did John Summerall come from? That Florida just got. He came from Tulane. I mean, this is the way of the world. If you want to cut the G6 schools out, then you got to cut them from the FBS. They're not AAA. They're FBS. So if you want to cut them out, Moore's going to keep it. If you're going to cut them out, then you're going to have to split them away from FBS. As long as they're part of FBS, they got to have access to the playoffs. I don't understand Yormark. I like Yormark. I think he's been one hell of a commissioner. But when it comes to these playoffs, I think Yormark has been absolutely befuddling. Befuddling. 3rd and 4. Big play. Big play. Look at that defense. They've been on the field all day long, but they will. Punt the ball, Lanning. 4th and 2. Punt it. Punt it. Punt. 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 What are you doing?
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Wow. That John Teal, thank you for the $10 holler. I very much appreciate it. For the guy in the comments section that challenged me, Quentin Joyner was underutilized at USC. He played in 6 games in 23 with 18 carries, 12 games in 2024 with 63 carries. And the problem was with Quentin Joyner, something that I'm sure he can overcome, is that USC did not trust him in a lot of situations because he had a fumbling problem. You know, the Trojans were about to beat the Gophers. Joyner and Woody, Marks, and everybody else was running against the Gophers. And then Quentin Joyner fumbled the football. Then he fumbled the football. Minnesota took over. They scored. And then USC did not want to run it again, so they threw an interception. Minnesota scored. Minnesota won the football game. And it sort of all started with Quentin Joyner. But when it comes to pure running ability, getting the rock, running the football, Quentin Joyner is elite. And he would have... The Red Raiders have had a great football season. They might win this football game. They might win the national championship. They've already won the Big 12 championship. But if Quentin Joyner would not have gotten hurt, the Red Raiders would have had even a more electrifying offense to go with that incredible defense. So yes, he was underutilized, but there was a reason. But, you know, thank you for the $10 holler, John Till. Lanning, that was a brutal play call. Of course you punt that football. When you've got a team that's got 0 points on the board, you punt that football. That was ridiculous. Lanny's got to settle down here. He's got to settle down. Flag on the Red Raiders. Thank you, John Till. You are correct, though. I mean, Quentin Joyner is a player. And hopefully he's healthy for the Red Raiders next year. The guy's still young. 2nd and 11. Another flag. Another false start. I got a question for Christopher Hooter. And back to pass. No, running the ball. There he goes. Good run by Jacoby Williams. Got a lot of yards back. It's 3rd and 4. I got a question for Christopher Hooter. Go Black 45 if he's in the room. Here it is. I don't think he made it. No, they're giving it to him. They're giving him the first down, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. My question to Christopher Hooter is, who's going to be the quarterback? Who's going to be the quarterback of LSU in 2026? I don't know how he made that first down, but I don't know how they're going to overrule it because it doesn't look like Texas could be preseason number 1 again. Wisner is going in the portal. Where is Wisner going to end up? First down, Red Raiders. Sorsby will be the LSU's quarterback. Well, we've already been told in the chat room that Sorsby's going to Texas Tech next year. Christopher Hooter says Sam Levitt. Wow. Well, that would be an excellent... That would be a great pickup. I love Sam Levitt. Sam Levitt with Lane Kiffin. Good run, man. Good run by Williams. It's going to be 3rd and 1.5 yards. The Red Raiders. This is probably their best drive of the game. Off a, ridiculous 4th down attempt by Oregon once again. First down, Red Raiders at the Oregon Ducks 33-yard line. 53 seconds to go in the third quarter. Here comes the Red Raiders. Levitt to LSU. That would be fascinating. That would be pretty cool to watch. Okay, first down and 10. Oh, there it is! Kata! First down and goal, Red Raiders. First down and goal. I don't know who that number 4 thinks he was covering there. Where was 4 going on that play? End of the third quarter. MBM, go get 6 here. There we go, Jason Spangler. Woo! And of course, we had breaking news that happened a couple hours ago. Pete Thamel, sources, BYU defensive coordinator Jay Hill has officially agreed to become Michigan's defensive coordinator. He's been Kyle Whittingham's target since he took over at Michigan. I had a handful of BYU Cougar fans in my DMs telling me that Jay Hill is not going to go to Michigan. I had a couple say that he might go, but there's some family considerations. But Jay Hill becomes the new defensive coordinator for Michigan. And of course, Kyle Whittingham got offensive coordinator Beck from Utah. So Kyle Whittingham is bringing the band back together again. The state of Utah's best coaches, bringing them to Michigan. Pete Nakos on 3. Utah's Jim Harding is joining the Michigan staff as the offensive line coach and assistant head coach, sources tell on 3 Sports. First and goal, Red Raiders at the 9-yard line. They need 7 here. They need to get this touchdown. They need to punch it in. They're going to run it. Got absolutely nothing. It's going to be second and goal. I don't even know if the Red Raiders can even try to kick a field goal here. 22 months. Reggie has been a member for 22 months. Early peak, cloak and dagger. My goodness, Reggie, thank you so very much. I appreciate your generosity. You jumping on in here. There's Kata! Kata going wide! Kata! Got nothing. Third and goal. That number 7's had a pretty good football game. He's been the best offensive player for the Red Raiders in this football game. Reggie, Happy New Year's. PATC family, Happy New Year's to you. 22 months. You are knighted, cloak and dagger. Thank you, Reggie. Appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it so much. Third and goal. They need 6. They need 6. The pass is up. Oh, no! Hey, Lanning, are you going to punt the ball? Are you going to punt? You got away with it again. Lanning got away with it again. Punt the ball, Dan. Just punt, Dan. All right, Red Raiders going to get the ball back with less than 12 minutes to go in the game. Morton throws a terrible interception. When you throw the ball like that, you got to throw it to the cone. You got to throw it to the cone. Oregon's going to punt it. We got a flag. It could be illegal formation on Oregon again. Illegal formation on Oregon again on the punt. It better not be offsides in Texas Tech. Illegal formation. Oh, no! Offsides, Red Raiders! That's first down, Oregon! Oh, you can't be offsides on a punt formation. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, he squeezed in there. No, you can't do that. All right, okay. Red Raiders, you need to here it is. Red Raiders, you need to strip the football. You need a turnover. The defense has done everything right. The Red Raiders defense showed up. They showed out. They have done everything correct, but they need to get a turnover here. They got to get a turnover. Is it unfair? Is it unfair to the Red Raiders defense that they've got to step up and do something even more again? Yes, it is, but this is the way it is. Somehow punch the ball loose. Somehow punch the ball loose. You've got to gamble. You've got to gamble, Red Raiders. You've got to gamble. You got to gamble. 2nd and 7. Man, that defense is so bleeping good. Good Lord. Oregon's defense again has come to play just like they did against Indiana. You're going to see Indiana's defense against Alabama. You're going to have, it looks like right now, you're going to have an Oregon-Indiana, Oregon-Alabama football game. Oregon, this is the best balanced Oregon football team that we have seen, in my opinion. There again. Now, I've been ripping on Lanning's decision-making with punt field goal situation, but Dan Lanning and that offense has figured out the one weakness that the Red Raiders have had this game. The Red Raiders are not picking up the running back out of the backfield on these pass plays. This is the most successful Oregon offensive play all game. Send the running back out of the backfield. Dante Moore finds them, and the Red Raiders are not recognizing that. They're not recognizing that. That's been the only Achilles heel in the Red Raiders defense today. The running back out of the backfield. That's been it. You got to give credit to Dan Lanning. You got to give credit to the Oregon's coaching staff. Will Stein, who's ever calling the plays. Because they've seen that it's working. 2nd and 7. Now they're trying to line up for a field goal. They don't want to take any chances here. Lining up, kick a field goal. goodness gracious. The Red Raiders, man, they just beat that offensive tackle. Moore's going to get hurt, guys. The left tackle had no chance against Bailey and the Red Raiders defense on that. Kick a field goal, Lanning. Don't go for it. Don't you dare go for it. Don't you dare go for it. The Oregon Ducks, man, they're getting beat up out there. Don't you dare go for it. Don't go for it. Kick the bloody field goal. Jimmy Austin, Mr. Duck and the PATC family. No more funny business. Kick the field goal. Your field goal kickers look pretty good. Kick the field goal. You know, sometimes, look, Oregon's got a great football team. They got a great offense. Against a great defense, guess what? Your offense slows down. It does. Buckeyes offense slowed down against Indiana. Indiana, Oregon, man, there was so much great defense out there. That's what happens. Red Raiders defense was going to show up, and they did. Oregon, tip your cap to the Red Raiders. Tip your cap to the defense of the Red Raiders. Kick this field goal and go home with a victory and get ready for the semifinals. Sometimes you got to tip your cap to the other team, to the other team's strength. Kick the bloody field goal. Force the Red Raiders to score 2 touchdowns and make 2 two-point conversions. Dan Lanning, please attempt the field goal. Yes, there's a chance you're going to miss. There's a chance you can miss a 45 to 47-yard field goal. Your kicker looks pretty sharp today. I don't know, Stormy Cyclone. I don't know. He's kicking the field goal. Okay. All right. Your kicker looks... I know I'm Greg the Cooler, but the Oregon kicker looks pretty confident. He's stroking the ball beautifully. 16-0. Like Jimmy Austin said, no more funny business. No more funny business. Just kick the field goal. 16-0. Woo! Boy. My goodness. I got it, Evil Badger. I got it. $5 holler from...
I feel like I'm losing my...
Sorry, from Ryan Willie, the Evil Badger. Ryan Willie's getting ready for the portal. Ryan Willie is getting ready for a Badger portal that's going to set the world on fire. I like to see someone that wants to see the G5 out of the CFP file lawsuit and see how fast that gets tossed. Yes, it just ain't going to happen. Now, you might be able to get the G6 schools out of the playoffs the next TV contract. You know, you might be able to figure out how to split the divisions. CFP, G6 goes one way, the Power 4 goes another way. But I don't think the ACC and the Big 12 should be forcing the G6 out of the playoffs. You don't want to start that slippery slope. That's all I'm going to say on that. for now, but I agree with Ryan Willie. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Nick Saban is talking about it from a point of view of network and best games available and all that stuff. But the playoffs are more than the best games available. NFL, you have teams in there that don't have as good as record as other teams, but they're in the playoffs. G6 is not AAA. It's not. Because we're all FBS. Legally, we're all FBS. There's no way to cut them out. Not for now. During this TV contract, there's no way to cut them out. I do not like to agree with the Evil Badger because he's east from me. He's my neighbor from the east. So agreeing with him is like taking a bite of a cheeseburger. Not quite as bad. But the Evil Badger, once again, in my opinion, is absolutely correct. Thank you for the $5 holler, Evil Badger. Cocktail with the catch, 3rd and 7. I don't like that play. Morton, you got to take chances now, Morton. You cannot be check down Charlie here. You got to go for it. You got to go for it. You cannot be check down Charlie. Oregon's defense is too good. They're going to rally around the football. They're playing a zone. We've told you, Oregon is not sending people. They don't have to send anybody. Look at that. They're not sending anybody. The Red Raiders offense was not. Oregon had it. It don't matter now. It don't matter now. Oregon's front four, just like the Red Raiders front four, has dominated this football game. Look at that. Oregon's not, they haven't sent anybody all second half. Oregon's like, beat us. We need to see you beat us. Even when the Red Raiders were in the red zone, Oregon stayed in that zone. That number 4, the defensive back, he just went off his guy and intercepted the football. They're all lined up in a zone. And the Red Raiders don't really have the guys to break that zone. Carter is a very talented player, but they don't really have that guy. Numbskull, thank you, Evil Badger. Appreciate it. Numbskull News. Oregon has won the turnover battle. Yep. They did. Oregon did not even commit a turnover today, and that's very difficult to do against the Red Raiders. Well, Oregon sort of committed turnovers when they kept going for it on 4th down and not making it. Richard, go Ducks. Thanks you so much for coming on in, Richard. Congratulations to the Oregon Ducks. And we started this live watch party congratulating the Miami Hurricanes on what they achieved last night. It was a win. It was a big monster win for that program. This is a big monster win for Oregon. Remember, Oregon was the number 1 team in the country last year, and they lost to the Buckeyes, who eventually won it all. Oregon won a playoff game. Oregon won a playoff game. Miami has won a playoff game. Now, Oregon is going to play the winner of Indiana, Alabama. Oregon is going to play the winner of Indiana, Alabama. I don't care who, if it's Oregon and Alabama, if it's Oregon against Indiana, I'm ready to watch that football game. And then you've got Miami playing the winner of Georgia, Ole Miss. If it's Miami, Georgia, woo. If it's Miami and Ole Miss, wow. Who would have thought that'd be a semifinal game? So I'm ready. I have been fascinated by this Oregon, Texas Tech Red Raider football game for at least a month. We watched it. It played out. And Oregon is the better balanced team. Oregon is the better balanced team. Better quarterback, better balance. There's 2-star wide receivers still are not getting the snaps. Bryant and Moore. DeCorian Moore and Gary Bryant. But they got a whole bunch of other guys that played. Oregon is absolutely loaded. But the defensive lines in these football games dominated this game. The Ducks' defensive line dominated this game. They didn't have to send anybody. Morton had no answers. Look at Dante Moore. He's bleeding all over the place. Dante Moore got beat up. Oregon got beat up by this Red Raiders defense. But the Red Raiders defense did not get help from the special teams, nor did they get help from their offense. 2nd and 9. Six minutes to go in the fourth quarter. John drives says Oregon will lose their next game. Keep chopping says Dante Moore is bleeding out. Get a stretcher. Get him out of there. Jason is predicting Bama to win. I don't know how Bama scores 24 against Indiana. If Bama wins that football game, it's got to be 13-10. I don't see how Bama scores more than 13 points against Indiana. But we're going to find out. We are going to find out. 4th down. The Architect, thanks for coming on in. The Ducks are becoming regulars in the playoffs. Outstanding job by that staff. Michael 19th. Lots of talks about Jets drafting Moore at number 3. Feel sorry if Moore comes out. No good. Field goal, no good. Antoine Johnson, Mr. Sun Devil. Tech can't come back. Numbskull News. Tech wasn't built to beat an Oregon team. They need Sorsby. Yeah, they do. As we have talked about, the one weakness to the Red Raiders team was the quarterback. Good college quarterback, great career. Congratulations to Morton for his career. But he wasn't going to be the quarterback. If you ranked all the quarterbacks in the playoffs, he was going to be at the bottom. Can you win the national championship when your quarterback is at the bottom of a 12-team playoff? Yes, you can. It's just the margins become really, really small. And that's what happened. Again, and I'm going to keep saying this. The Red Raiders, Indiana, Alabama, whoever plays Oregon in the semifinal game and possibly the championship game, you're kind of fortunate that Oregon's not still 100% healthy. But they're getting healthier. Right? Their top 2 wide receivers only played a handful of snaps in this game. Jamari Johnson, Malik Benson, they're playing most of the snaps. DeCorian Moore and Gary Bryant, which are your top 2 wide receivers, not so much. But they are beginning to play. The Big Lubbock basketball, baseball. Congratulations to Big Lubbock. Congratulations to the Texas Tech Red Raiders for an incredible football season. Big 12 champion. Went to the playoffs. 4th seed in the playoffs. An outstanding season by the Red Raiders. Monster season by the Red Raiders. Monster season. Badger-born mouth fan. Indiana beat Oregon at Oregon and the Ducks were healthy. Indiana gets no respect. I'm not trying to say that, Badger. I'm not saying that. I give Indiana, I think everyone would tell you, I give Indiana a lot of respect. I gave them a lot of respect last year. I told everybody that was not a fluke. They deserve. I give Indiana a lot of respect. I do. I think Indiana can win it all. I think they're probably the favorite. I think they're going to whoop Alabama. I believe I've given the Hoosiers a lot of respect. Numbskull News, throwing an elbow. Throwing the elbow, TCU, still the only Big 12 team with a playoff win. Texas fans, Tech fans will not remember this as a great... Oh, yeah, they will. Come on, Jason. Come on. You guys are getting a little... The only good team in the country, the only good team that had a great season is the team that wins it. I saw people calling for Ryan Day to get fired today. Are you crazy? People are... Texas Tech had an unbelievable season this year. I'm sorry. I don't... Mr. Mazio, we got a super chat. Teams that get bye weeks should play home games in the first round. This system is broken. Mr. Mazio, you're absolutely correct. And the way you do that is in the Army of 24. Join the Army of 24. First round. Teams seeded 9 through 16 get a first round home game. Teams seeded 17 through 24 go on the road in the first round. Teams seeded 1 through 8 get a first round bye, second round home game on campus. Join the Army of 24, Mr. Mazio. Join the Army of 24, Jimmy Austin. Join the Army of 24, Numbskull News. Join the Army of 24, Terry, the Gopher Grouch Nord. Join the Army of 24. It's the answer to all the college football problems. Third down and 10, Morton, shotgun. He's trying to run it. It's going to be fourth and about 4 yards. Thank you for the $5 holler, Mr. Mazio. Thank you so much. Terry Nord, 16 teams maximum. It's Terry's not on board yet. Oh, no! Morton gets pummeled into the ground. The last play, probably as a Texas Tech quarterback, ending his career. He was jumped on. He was buried. Boom. Good night. KO shot. And that's all, folks. I'm glad he did not land on his shoulder, though. Terry Nord now has apologized. Actually, like 24 since the regular bowl games are losing lusters. Apologies. Apologies. Aww. We got another guy who's just jumped on the bandwagon. First down and 10. Oregon cannot really break a running, a rushing attempt today. All right, guys, you know how I feel about Indiana, Alabama. I think Indiana is going to blow the doors off of Bama. I think they're going to blow the doors off of Alabama. Let's take a look at the line. If I can find it. Indiana minus 7.5. I think the Hoosiers cover. I don't see Alabama scoring more than 13 points. So we're going to find out. The winner of Alabama, Indiana is going to play this Mighty Ducks team in the semifinals. Kayla Ramirez, I don't think so. I might, but I don't know. I'm going to have to check with the wife, the mother. At some point soon, it is believed that the little general and I will be handing off responsibilities for my mother to my sisters. It's getting to that point. You know, I took care of my father for years, all the way up until his death. And my mother is, she's declining quite a bit. So my sisters are going to take over. So what that means for me and Maria, we're probably going to move out, and I'm going to have to set the studio up in a new location. And when that happens, it's going to be bittersweet. One, I won't be taking care of my mother anymore, which I've done for years. But the other part of it is I'm going to be able to spend a whole lot more time creating content and providing college football commentary, and we're going to get together more often. I'm going to be putting out videos like I used to. If you've noticed, I haven't been able to put out the videos because I just haven't had the time. So college football, peek around the corner, is probably going to grow a lot in content in 2026. There's going to be an adjustment time. We're going to have a new studio. We're going to have a new background. We're going to be in a new place. So, anyways. So, again, I probably won't be doing another playoff game. But if I can, I will. I just don't have that option. I have not had that I haven't had that option since the day we started this YouTube channel. I was a caretaker the day we created this YouTube channel. So it's me running in and out of the studio. So it's a bittersweet moment. I'm going to have more time with the studio, more time for the YouTube channel. But I'm going to be spending a lot less time with my mother, which, you know, bittersweet. Salute to Greg's mom for being a Bama fan. Yeah. That is a hell of an effort. No, that is you are correct, the architect. That's a hell of an effort. And the Oregon Ducks are one hell of a football team. And so is Miami. And both of those teams are going to be a tough out in the semifinals. Thank you, Rod. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's time for the sisters. My sisters. I got 3 of them. They're going to be taking over. Al Bundy, the Big 12 should not be allowed in the college football playoffs. Durrell MVP. Today was the worst case scenario for the Big 12. The TCU USC game was great to watch. When Ken Sears got that victory at the end, that was pretty cool. Thank you, Kalani. Appreciate it. Miami busted my bracket. They busted mine. The Buckeyes should not be allowed in the playoffs no more. Ohio State wasn't good enough to be in the playoffs. We got 2nd and 8. 2 minutes to go. Well, on this game, the PATC Einsteins took Texas Tech to cover. However, Greg the Gold took Oregon. Now I've got a 1-game lead over the PATC Einsteins. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I don't know about this roll, Tide roll. Thanks for coming on in. Great talent overrides chemistry anytime it shows up. In Bama is more talented. Is Bama more talented? Is Bama more talented than Indiana? I don't know about that. Oh, I get it. All the recruiting class, the numbers, the rankings, and everything. But D'Angelo Pons, Aiden, Mendoza, Hembry, Surratt, Kamara. I mean, good God, the Hoosiers are talented. Is Bama really more talented? If Bama was all that talented, why can't they run the football? They're not going to be able to run the football today. Forget about it. So Ty Simpson is going to have to win the game throwing the football, and he's going to have to win the game throwing the football. He's got a lot of talent out there. Ryan Williams has slid off the table, but they got a lot of talent out there. Can Bama win? Of course they can win. But I don't think they're going to win. And I don't think, are they more talented? I think today, this football game between Bama and Indiana is going to finally shut the door down on this continuous belief that Indiana, they're a cute little squad. Kirk Cinetti's a good coach. But they really don't beat anybody. They haven't beaten anybody. They're not really good. I think today finally is going to shut the door down on that type of thinking. It's time to let the old ways die. This is not Indiana. This is not your older brother's Indiana. This is not your father's Indiana. This is not your grandpa Indiana. This is not your 7th grade teacher Indiana. This is Indiana of 2025, and they are absolutely loaded. And I think today we're all going to find out. We're all going to find out. Buckle up, brace for impact. Buckle up and brace for impact. Absolutely. Tech has a lot to be proud of. They fought hard, keep it chopping. And to the Oregon Ducks, congratulations on a monster playoff win against a game and very talented Texas Tech squad. Oregon plays the winner of Indiana and Bama. I want to thank Mr. Mazio, Eva Badger, Reggie, John Till, Christopher Hooter, Helmer Hennison. I want to thank you guys for your support, your donations. I appreciate you helping us keep the channel running, the lights on. I appreciate it, guys. I might come back later on tonight to do a post game of Indiana, Alabama. I could do that, especially if it's a dramatic win or loss. I could very well do that. So I'll be coming back here possibly later tonight. What are you looking for, honey? The little general is in the studio. The little general is in the studio, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everyone.
She says, hello, everyone. She is not happy with the Oregon Ducks winning. I believe she was a Texas Tech Red Raiders fan in this football game. Jason Spangler, you are very welcome. So I may see you guys later tonight. I'm going to be watching Indiana, Alabama. And then I'll pop in here to do a post game if it's very dramatic ending. But we'll see. All right. So again, before you leave, subscribe to our channel, ring the notification bell, smash the like button. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, from all of us at PATC, to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. And as always, God, family, Golden Gophers.